Hello everyone and welcome to this video tutorial. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna create a tower defense game really quickly and in really simple graphics, to be honest. But we're not gonna really use any high-end graphics, so let's start. For now, we're just gonna open a new project. Let's have it as an empty project. The thing is, I'm not gonna have it this huge, so as you can see here at the layout size, I'm just gonna change the layout to 640 by 480. So for the margins, as we just want to focus over here. There's one more thing that we need to do. As you can see, there's a dotted line over here, so we're gonna change the project settings to 640 by 480, and by that we would just have a full screen. So we're gonna need two layers. The first layer will have the background in it, and the other one, I'll just call it the game layer. So in the background layer, we're just gonna add like a grid to be able to place the units over. So double click and look for a tiled background. Let's call it background. From here, I'm gonna grab this grid. I'm gonna place the grid at 0, 0 and 640 by 480, which will actually fill all the screen. I'm gonna have a download link in the description, so you can use the same files if you want to follow up with me. So that's all that we're gonna have in the background layer. So let's just lock this layer by pressing on the lock button and select the game layer. To start, actually we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 textures. Actually sprites, let's call them sprites as we're working with 2D game. So we're gonna have a start point and an end point for the enemies to pass through, and we're just gonna create a simple maze. So let's just add another tiled background, and let's call it wall. What we'll this do is we'll just start creating the walls for our game. For this tutorial, we're gonna go with 32 multipliers, 32 as the value, and the multipliers by 32, so we can just have it look like a really good grid. So let's have this by 32 by let's just scale it down. I'll just have it to here, which is 3, and let's try to have it everything by multipliers of 32. So that's the first one. Let's just click on the left control and drag. We'd have another object by this. Let me just have this till the end of the screen, so let's have it as 412. I have the position here of 0, and it's actually 14 maybe, yeah, as you can see, 416 I think, yeah, 416. So this would make it be exactly placed. It's pretty important to have these placed correctly, so the pathfinding would be able to find the position correctly. So, and let's drag this till the end, and it's 448. Let's just, oops, sorry, control and drag, select this one, control drag, yeah, I'll have these two. Let's just make sure that they're in the correct position. This one is not really in the correct position, so it's, and this should be 192. So I'm just creating the maze here. I'll drag those, and let's just fix these really quickly. Try to position them as correctly as possible, so we won't have any issues with finding the path. And we'll have the last one over here. So that's our maze. I'm gonna just drag another one here. Actually, I'm just gonna stretch this. It's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Let's drag all of these and stretch them till the max. Okay, this looks fine. Let's just have this to the max as well. How long is this? It's okay. Okay, so now we have our maze. We just need to add something called a behavior, and the behavior should be solid, so the pathfinding will be able to move around them. So that's how it works in Construct2. Okay, I'd like to reduce the opacity to 80. Okay, so it looks somehow a bit like a transparent area. So now we have our maze. Let's just add the start point and the end point. We're gonna use a sprite for this. Let's call this start point. And I have a texture ready as well for this. I have it enemy start. Let's try to position it correctly. 16 by 464. Let's have the end over here. So that's the end point. Okay. Now we're gonna add our enemy. So we'll just have one enemy over here. And let's call this enemy, and as well select the sprite. Open, I have this arrow that represents the enemy. So as you can see, it's centered. No, for now, we're just gonna have this for now, and we'll just add a couple of simple events. So if you go to the event sheet, if it's closed, you can just find it over here. Just switch to the project tab, double click on that, and it would open like this. So I'm just gonna have an event. We'll select system, and we'll go on the start of the layer on start of layer. So when the layout starts, the layout that we have, an action should be done. Let's look for our enemy. Yeah, before that, I'm sorry. We need to add some behaviors to this. So just go select the arrow behaviors and add the pathfinding behavior. You can find it under the movement. That's all that you need to do. So I'm gonna take an action. Our enemy, pathfinding, find path. There's something called find path. Yeah, here it is. And we're gonna go to the endpoint .x, which is the position that we want to go to, and endpoint.y. So it will find the path for both of them. And we're gonna have another event. This would only find the path, but it will not trigger the movement to the path. So let's have another event. For now, we'll select the enemy and move to along the path. No, it's path. Let's just type path. It's called actually gonna pathfinding on path found. Okay, and that's the condition, and now the action will make it move along the path. So when it meets this condition with pathfinding path found, we're gonna make it move along the path. Move along the path. So let's just test this. So before we start, there's a setting that we need to change here. Now if we just go and play nothing would really move because it's not really able to find the path. There's something called the cell size over here, which is it's like the path, how wide it should be. So I'll go with 16 to make sure that it's gonna work. You can tweak that later. It might not look as good as it is. I'm gonna reduce the max speed to 60. So now if we play, you can see that it started moving. Yeah, it's moving along the path. It's a bit slow. You can increase the speed, but that's only for demonstration purposes. As you can see, it doesn't really take hard corners. It's you have to tweak the values, just play along with them, and you'll find the best one. So now we're gonna just add the turret. So let's just add our turret. Make sure we're selecting the correct player. Sprite, let's call this our turret. Let's just place it here. Open, take the tower texture and try to place it over a square. So let's just make it 32 by 32 to make it fit perfectly. Now this turret, we need to add a behavior to it, and this behavior should be called turret. Oh, sorry, that's the effects. Okay, turret, yeah, there it is. You can just reduce the fire rate, whatever. Yeah, we'll get through that later. So before we go on, we need to just add our bullet as well. So let's just create another sprite and call it the bullet. Just have it outside the screen. You don't really need it to have it inside of the screen. So I have this. And we need to add a behavior that is called bullet. So this makes it fly. Okay. So let's go back to the event sheet and have some events. So on the start of the layout, let's as well add our turret, an action, and let's set the target of the turret, which is acquire target. We'll make it target the enemy. Actually, I'm not sure if it's acquire or it's add object to target. I think both of them works. I haven't tried the other one, to be honest. Acquire target makes more sense, but I've tested it on this and it worked on this. So we need to add another event for our turret. So this event is called on turret shoot. On shoot, yeah. What we're gonna do is gonna spawn a new object. So spawn another object, which is gonna be our bullet. So we'll have it on layer 1, which is the game. So let's just have a look how this looks. Okay, that's pretty nice. But you can see it doesn't kill the enemy or anything, so let's just work on that now. And before working on that, let's just keep on spawning an enemy. So let's just add a global variable, right click and add a global variable. Let's call it spawn time. Let's have the value by 2. And let's go with another event, system, and we'll have it as every X seconds. Yeah, and this is gonna be the spawn time, which is 2 seconds. I made a variable so you can just change it and just have you guys see how it works. We're gonna select this one now, the start point, which is where we want our enemy to start. We'll have a spawn, another object. We'll spawn an enemy on layer 1, image point 0, which is the default pivot point of our sprite. And after that, we'll select the enemy that has been spawned, and we'll make it find path. Yeah. So now it finds the path as well. And of course, it's gonna find the path to the enemy target endpoint, sorry, and okay, endpoint.x and point.y. So let's see how this works. Okay, now it's shooting. Okay, now it's only fixing on one target. Let me tell you why is this happening. The range of this is really high, so we need to fix that. So as you can see, the range is 300. All our window is about 640 by 480. So let's just have it by 75. Let's just have it, and let's see if it changes the targets. Okay, now it acquired this target, and now it's changing. Okay, 75 is too short, so let's just have it 100. Okay, so we need to add a variable for this. So let's say we create a health for this one. So you can see there's something called instance variables, and we'll add a value, we call it health. We'll have the value of 5. So let's make the health as 5. Yeah, 5. So 5 bullets will kill it. Okay, so we need to add a functionality for that. So we have to go to add an event to the bullet, and let's check the collision with another object, which is our enemy. Okay, what we're gonna do is gonna subtract from health 1. And we're gonna check if the enemy's health is less than, okay, this is not gonna be done here, so I'm just gonna destroy the bullet. We need to add another event for that. So let's have the enemy and check the variable, compare instance variable. Okay, so if health is less or equal to 0, what we're gonna do is destroy our enemy. Destroy. Okay, let's have a look now. So here's 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me just add another turret here so we can see this works. You can see this working now. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it worked. Perfect. Okay, now we just have one more thing to, actually 2 more things. We want to make, if the enemy reaches the endpoint, it basically destroys, and if you have a score, you just reduce a score, or health, you reduce your own health. We're not gonna add this functionality. We're gonna work on adding the turrets. So this is kind of tricky. There's a bit of calculation here. I've done this as a grid, like as you can see, 32 by 32. So I have a small calculation that would it would round our click to the closest point on the wall. So let's just now add that functionality. So let's before that we just need to add the mouse. So if you scroll down, there's something called mouse, and just insert it. The project takes it. Just give it to a couple of seconds so it will be available in the project. Okay. Now if we go to and check the mouse, on click object, on object clicked, which is with a left click, one click, or double click, you can have it as a click. If we click the wall, we're going to create a new object. Go to system and create object. We're going to have the object on layer 1. Now this is the tricky part. We're going to round the mouse.x, which is the x position, minus 16. I'm just gonna have, before that, I'm gonna just have an arrow over 32 multiplied by 32 plus 16. Yeah, it's a bit not really understandable. I'll just explain it in a bit, and we'll have it the same over the y. I hope this does the trick. Let me make sure that, okay, create an object. We need to select the turret. Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna explain now in a bit, but let me just add another functionality, which is removing the turret as well. So what I'm gonna do is, it's somehow tricking the system. So if a turret, I'm creating a turret that is overlapping another turret, I'm gonna destroy the turrets. So is overlapping another object, which is a turret, I'm gonna destroy them. So this is a bit weird, but that's what I had on mind, to be honest. So if you click another one, it initiates another one, but it destroys them as well. So now we can add as many, and if you click them, you destroy whatever is there. And here you can just add it depending on the score or amount of gold you have, or whatever you want to, limit it to whatever you want. So let me just really quickly explain how what that let's say equation means. So for example, we clicked on pixel 15 in X. Or let's say position 16. So 16 minus 16 is 0, 0, multiply 30, 32, we'll still have a 0, and we have 16. So we'll have it in the center of the first column, let's say. And if we have it like around 24, I mean more than 32, let's 36, we'll round it when we subtract it, and that's how it goes. So 36, if you remove it, it's 20. That would be 1 when you round more than 1. When you round is 1, multiply 32 plus 16. We're adding 16 to center our object, and this goes around for the y as well. Let me add just one more thing to wrap this up. I'm gonna just create a particle effect, so when the enemy is destroyed, like something goes out. So let's just add a particle. Select the particle, let's call it enemy explode. I have this dead enemy particle, and you can just increase spray cone, continuous spray. I don't think I want it to be a continuous, I'll just have it as one shot. so it just happens once. So how I'm gonna do it is that when an enemy is destroyed, I'm gonna do enemy and spawn another object, which is enemy explode, which is our particle. We'll have it in a layer 1 image point 1, but let's just have it spawned and destroyed. So if it destroyed, it doesn't really know the position anymore, and then tries to spawn it somewhere. That wouldn't really work. Let's see if this works. So I'm just gonna add these really quick. Yeah, it worked. So I think I'll just wrap up this video now. If you guys have got any questions, please let me know. I'm gonna just have a Dropbox link, actually a OneDrive link for this, and you can download all the assets, and I'm gonna just save the project as well and upload it there. So if you have any questions, please comment below, and don't forget to subscribe, so you get the notifications for all the videos that I create every now and then, and please thumbs up for this video. Thanks for watching.